Hey guys, Halloween Dan here, doing a really quick little video today because I've had done at least another slightly unexpected haul of Halloween shopping. It's 2 items, so I'm really stretching the term haul here. I just happened to be somewhere where they had a particular shop that does a few Halloweeny things, so I did end up leaving with some stuff. Join me while we have a look. So the shop in question is The Range. The Range is a shop in the UK that does all kinds of stuff, literally loads of stuff. It has a very big range of all sorts of different things, but it is also well known in the UK for doing a range of Halloween stuff. I'm not gonna lie, the stuff they do is definitely at the slightly cheaper quality-wise end of the scale, but they still do some fun bits and bobs. There are lots of things that they do, and there's another store in the UK called B&M that I always kind of look at and I'm like, I get it, I like it, but at the same time, I'm not sure I want to actually spend money on this. It's kind of good for like added little extras, sort of cool, odd little bits and bobs here and there. But I wouldn't say that would be the place I would be prepared to spend all of my money, even though every time I go in there, I do end up leaving with something. And today was one of those occasions. I had a little look. The shop I went to only had a few bits. It had about an aisle's worth of stuff. It had probably the things most people have seen in the UK released by the range this year and some old favourites from last year. But the one thing I really was interested in, which is this Reaper with LCD eyes that they brought out this year, which is about 35 quid, I think. They didn't have that today. So I ended up leaving with some completely different things that I didn't expect to be leaving with. And I'll show you them now. So the first thing we've got is this sign. It's a hanging sign. I've hung it from our little light here. He's pretty cool. He basically is a skull head with 3 different signs. One says Witch's Way, Zombies This Way, and Keep Out. But the cool feature of this particular guy, which is what I really bought him for in honesty, is what he does when you switch him on. So that's pretty cool, I think you'll find. I quite like the opening eye thing. I think it's kind of a very simple animatronic, but it's still kind of cool in its own way. I don't know where the sensor in this guy is, but I'm literally just going to touch it and see what happens. Oh. Okay. So a slightly different tune this time. Looking around, eyes changing colour. And then he shuts his eyes again. I think he does one more. So I would probably put him on my front door, to be honest. I think that's where he would look the coolest and where he would probably get activated the most, because people will be knocking on the door on Halloween and all that kind of stuff. And him just sort of hanging from my front door would probably make him go off more than if he was just sort of stuck on a post or a pole somewhere in the haunt in general. So he'll look really good there. But I did buy one more thing. It's something I've wanted for a while. It was between this one and another one that TJ Hughes do. But I ended up with this one mainly because it just happened to be there, but also it is quite cool. So the other item I've ended up leaving with is this animated pumpkin groundbreaker. I don't have a groundbreaker prop. I don't have anything that even remotely you could call a groundbreaker prop, apart from I've got like a cheap skull and set of arms which pop up out of the ground next to a tombstone, but they don't move or anything. They're definitely not animated. I don't really know what this guy does, in all honesty. From the picture, it looks like his mouth and eyes light up green. he obviously must move his head or something, or his arms must move ever so slightly. I haven't seen what this guy does. I have to say, the Range's packaging is quite nice this year. I love, they've used this Haunted Hollows design for a few years now, I know that, but the boxes are pretty cool. I like the colour, I like the way they've got the actual thing shown. So let's get this guy out the box and see what he actually does. So here he is out the box. He's battery operated, so no wires or anything. Just aesthetically, he looks pretty cool. I like the actual pumpkin head itself. It's kind of a creepy pumpkin head. The tattered clothes are kind of cool. The clawed hands on either side, pretty awesome. So let's give him a tap and see what he does. So yeah guys, those two props are pretty awesome. Like I say, the Range is at the cheaper end of the scale. You know, not that £34 is really cheap, it's just that compared to some things, some groundbreakers, a guy like this would be a lot more expensive and probably a better quality. This guy though, I have to say, I'm very impressed with him. He's great. The light in his mouth is really good. It lights up the inside of the pumpkin really well. The creepy noises are really kind of good. He sounds like a zombie. He's kind of going brains and all that sort of stuff. He's just really good. I quite like him for £34, and the movement of the arms is quite good. Considering all that's battery operated, that isn't bad animatronic action. This guy as well, like I've already said, really good. He'll be great on our front door. This guy will probably be in our graveyard, probably somewhere around there, looking like he's popping up out of the ground, obviously. So with that said, I'm well on my way to buying my first few props. These will be my third prop I bought now. I've got the Techie Ghost and these two, and then all the other bits and bobs I bought the other day. So yeah, it's August. It's a really hot day, but we're having a really good Halloweeny time, aren't we, kids?
Yeah.
Say bye, kids.
Bye.
Bye. Keep it spooky. Bye.